the experience of your brand, all comes together because of the system and the processes that you have in place. I'll say it again. The system and the processes that you have in place is going to allow you to be able to give someone your full brand experience. And what do I mean by that? By having systems and processes in place. You want to think of the experience as a from the beginning. You want to sit down and think about this. I want you to think about today. Think about the customer that you have from the initial encounter all the way through the follow up. All the way through the follow up. That's your system. What system do you have in place to be able to take care of that customer, that client, all the way through the experience that you're giving to them? From the moment that they have an encounter with you, with an email, whether it's an email, whether it's you talking to someone, whether it's a phone call, whatever that initial contact is, how do you start that? What system do you have in place to get someone from that initial encounter all the way through to the follow up? And the follow up, same thing, can be an email, can be a card, whatever it is, whatever that follow up is, so that you're able to talk to them so that you're able to talk to them and find out what their experience was with your business to be able to make your business better. And this comes from the concept from one of my business associates, that she talks about this when it comes to she creates customer service systems. But it's about the before, the during, and the after. What are you doing before you meet your client? What are you doing during when you meet your client? When you have your client, and then what are you doing after? The before, the during, the after. And before, you can have developing. Do you have a questionnaire so that you can not only meet the needs of your client or potential client, you can exceed their expectations. So, do you have something that's going to grab their information so that you can know what their need is? Because you've got to gather the information. Because once you gather their information, then you can understand what their need is. And then once you understand the need, then you can show them the benefits, explain to them the benefits of doing business with you. Then you have the ability to be able to suggest options. You can suggest options. What products or services do you offer that they can select from or that they can benefit from? This is the before and the during. Before, gather the information, understand the need, and then you can suggest options. That's when they say, wow, I really like to, the products and services that you have, I think this one would best fit me. Or you can suggest to them what you feel best fits them. And then once they've made the selection, once they've said, wow, I really like your product, your services, here's what I want to use, they become a client of yours. But it's not just about them becoming a client or a customer, I should say, which is just transactional. That's just, oh, I happen to see you or happen to know who you are. I need that one product service from you. I'll get it and I'm gone, and you don't see them again. That's a customer. That's somebody that just might have seen you. But it's about turning those customers into clients, where the difference between a customer and a client, as I've said before, is they become a part of your business ecosystem. Your business ecosystem is when they become a client, is when they think about that particular product, they think about that particular service that they need, your brand is where they go to. Your brand is who they think of first and foremost when it comes to that kind of product or service. When you think about it from a speaker's perspective, when you have event planners or you have organizations, they may have a particular topic that they want to cover. You want to be in that organization's business ecosystem. So when they think about that particular topic, wow, I know, Ann does this type of, she covers this type. I'd love to have her come in. Building that business ecosystem allows you to be able to build that client relationship, and if that's what your brand is about, should be about developing those relationships. So having that system in place will allow you to be able to do these things. So you want to think about, what system do you have in place? How do you have a system for gathering information? Do you have a system for showing your benefits of your product or your service? You know, like I talked about, having the customer, just to give you a quick example of customer service, having a questionnaire so that you can gather somewhere where you can gather the data, and you'll be able to meet the needs of your clients and exceed their expectations. So you got to have that in place. Then, as you deal with them and they select your product or service, how do they get treated? How are they treated in the encounter that they have with you, your service? Like I told you, I mentioned Chick-fil-A, and I'll keep mentioning Chick-fil-A because they know what they do. Marriott is another one. Their customer service system. It's ingrained in everyone that is a part of their organization. What are you ingraining in yourself and others that will work for you or that are working for you? What's that customer service system that's in place? How do they get treated while they're there with you? How they treated when they're on the phone with you? How they treated with the email that they're looking to get from you? What's that system that you have in place? And then the third part, like I said, is the after they've bought your product, after they bought use your service. Now what? The follow up. It's equivalent to what in basketball, y'all, that the follow through. One of the things that I learned in playing basketball was your follow through. Your follow through is vital to you being able to turn that customer into a client, because they can see, know, understand who you are. Oh wow, I never really, I this is something that I don't usually get from other products or services that or businesses or brands that I buy from. That's going to separate you from everyone else. So that's going to distinguish you. It's a determining factor, I promise you, between someone being just a customer and someone being a client. It will take you to the front of somebody's mind if you give them an experience that they won't forget. How you made them feel. I told people, the way that you turn a customer into a client is by touching them in these three ways: how they think about you, how they feel about you, and what they see about you. If you can touch those three aspects of people, if you can, what they think, feel, and see. What do they think about your brand? What do they see about your brand? And how do they feel about your brand? What feeling did they come away with after they've had the encounter with you? After they've had the experience with you? What was the experience that they had with you? Was it something where they come away with, like, you know what, I'm never using that product or service again? It was horrible. Or, you know what? That was absolutely fantastic. I appreciate what they did, and how they were able to not only satisfy my need, but actually, like I said, exceed my expectation. I wasn't expecting them to do this. I wasn't expecting them to do that, but they did it. And as a result of it, yeah, I'm going back there again. Or I'm going to have that. I've got to have them come back. Or you know what? I'm going to not, and even if you don't use their particular product or service, you know what? You telling someone else who could use their product or service, because that will bring someone else to the table. Those referrals are golden, and you can only get that if you have, to me, if you have the system in place. If you have these systems in place going into 2023, y'all, take these last 2 weeks to develop your systems for 2023. What's your system for 2023? The before, the during, and the after. What system do you have in place to be able to turn your customers into clients? That's what we're about in 2023. We want customers to become clients. It's about loyalty. It's about the business ecosystem. The BES, the best business ecosystem. What do you have a business ecosystem in place? And who's in your business ecosystem? And whose business ecosystem are you in? Because it's not just about you having a business ecosystem. It's about you being a part of someone's business, personal ecosystem. So take a look at those going into these last 16 days, these last 2 weeks, and set that up if you haven't already set it up. We want to go into 2023 strong. We want to end 2022 strong, but we want to begin 2023 stronger. Because our goal, as I always say, my mission purpose is to make you better by the end of the year than you were at the beginning of the year. So we're starting 2023 off or being better than we were in 2022. But a year from now, December 2023, we want to be even better than what we are at the beginning of the year. It's your boy, Dr. Leroy McKenzie Jr. I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Hopefully these nuggets that I'm giving, these are ways, things that you can actually knowledge and information that you can use to be able to get you, your business, your brand moving forward. We'll start next week. I'll be right here, have a new concept, new ideas for you to be able to work on next week, because we going into 2023 strong, y'all. So we will talk to y'all. Have a great weekend. Have a safe weekend. And we'll talk to y'all on Monday. Have a great day.